Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। तुम्ही गाता? Hare Krishna. So, since today is Ekadashi, we'll sing this bhajan. I will just read the meaning of translation of those verses first. So, just worship Sri Gaur Hari, who is always affected. This is Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu, Bhajana Anukula, Bhakat Seva, Parama Siddhi, Prema Latikara Mula. The dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees gives rise to devotional service and service to the devotees. It's itself the supreme perfection and the root of the tender creeper of divine love. Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani जेतने पालन कोरी कृष्ण बसती बोली परम आदरे बोरी. With great care I observe the holy days like Ekadasi and Janmashtami, for they are the mother of devotion. And with the greatest reverence and love I choose as my dwelling place the transcendental abode of Sri Krishna. Gaur Amar Je Sab Sthane Koralo Brahmana Range Se Sab Sthane Heribo Pranayi Bhakata Sange. In the company of loving devotees, I will visit all those places where my Lord Gaurasundar traveled and performed his pastimes. Mridanga Badya Sunite Man, Abasar Sada Jase, Gaura Vihita Kirtana Shuni, Anande Rudaya Nache. My mind always begs to hear the music of Mridanga and my heart dances in ecstasy whenever I hear the kind of kirtan established by Lord Gaurachandra. Jugala Murti Dekhiya Mora Parama Ananda प्रसाद सेवा कोरितो होय, कोरिते होय, सकल प्रपंच जय. I feel the supreme bliss when I behold the deity forms of the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and I conquer all worldly illusions by honoring the Lord Prasadam. जे दिन ग्रहे भजन देखी ग्रहे ते गोलोक भाय, चरण सीधु देखिया गंगा, सुख न सीमा पाए. Every day Golok Vrindavan appears in my home. When I see Lord Hari being worshipped there, my joy knows no bounds. When I see the Ganga, a river of nectar emanating from the Lord's lotus feet. तुलसी देखी जुराए प्राण, माधव तोषणी जानी, माधव तोषणी जानी, गौर प्रिय शाक सेवने जीवन सार्थक मानी. The sight of the tulsi plant soothes my soul, for I know she gives pleasure to Lord Krishna. I feel that my life has been fulfilled when I honor shak, a green leafy vegetable preparation that is a favorite of Lord Chaitanya's. Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Pai Jaha, Prati Divase Param Sukhe Svikar Koroye Taha. Whatever Bhakti Vinod obtains that furthers devotional service to Sri Krishna, he accepts every day with the greatest joy. Once we
च जय जे दिन गृहे भजन देखी गृहते गोलोक भाय चरण सिधु देखिया गंगा सुख न सीमा पाया तुलसी देखी जुराया प्राण माधव तोषण जानी गौर प्रिय शाख सेवने जीवन सार्थक मानी भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाय जा प्रति दिवसे परम सुखे स्वीकार करो ये ताय शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम लतिकार मूल
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, we are reading from Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 9, entitled Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. Text 28. क्रीडस्य मोघसङ्कल्प ऊर्णनानाभिर्यथोर्नुते ऊर्णनाभिर्यथोर्नुते तथा तद्विषयां देहि मनीषां मयि माधव। क्रीडस्य मोघसङ्कल्प ऊर्णनाभिर्यथोर्नुते तथा तद्विषयां देहि मनीषां मयि माधव। क्रीडस्य मोघसङ्कल्प ऊर्णनाभिर्यथोर्नुते तथा तद्विषयां देहि मनीषां मयि माधव। क्रीडस्य मोघसङ्कल्प
विषयां देहि मनीषां मयि माधव दृढस्य मोघसङ्कल्प नणाभिर्यत् कुरुते तथा तद्विषयां देहि मनीषां मयि माधव
तस्य मोघसङ्कल्प Mataji's. Okay. Word to word meaning. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kridasi, as you play, amog, infallible, sankalpa, determination, urnanabhi, the spider, yatha, as much as, urnute, covers, tatha, so and so, tat vishayam, in the subject of all those, dehi, do let me know, manisham, philosophically, mai, unto me, madhava, O Master of all energies. Translation. O Master of all energies, please tell me philosophically all about them. You play like a spider that covers itself by its own energy, and your determination is infallible. Purport. By the inconceivable energy of the Lord, every creative element has its own potencies, known as the potency of the element, potency of knowledge, and potency of different actions and reactions. By a combination of such potential energies of the Lord, there is the manifestation of creation, maintenance, and annihilation in due course of time, and by different agents like Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. Brahma creates, Vishnu maintains, and Lord Shiva destroys. But all such agents and creative energies are emanations from the Lord, and as such there is nothing except the Lord, or the one supreme source of different diversities. The exact example is the spider and the spider's web. The web is created by the spider and it is maintained by the spider. And as soon as the spider likes, the whole thing is wound up within the spider. The spider is covered within the web. If an insignificant spider is so powerful as to act according to its will, why cannot the Supreme Being act by His supreme will in the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the cosmic manifestations? By the grace of the Lord, a devotee like Brahma, or one in his chain of disciplic succession, can understand the Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternally engaged in His transcendental pastimes in the region of different energies. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनि इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। So before beginning, I would like to seek blessings of all assembled devotees so that I speak in parampara for pleasure of Gaur Nitai Chandra, all devotees, and for my own purification. So this text 28 and 27, they are actually combined. So previous text, its translation I will just read. And please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance and maintenance by combination and permutation. And this verse, he is explaining that same thing with analogy. He says, O Master of all energies, please tell me philosophically all about them. You play like a spider that covers itself by its own energy, and your determination is infallible. So here Brahmaji is asking to Supreme Lord how this creation is working under different energies of the Lord. And similar question Parikshit Maharaj he asks in 8th chapter also to Sukadeva Goswami. So actually many times Prabhupada in his lecture he says, actually people in general they say God is great, but they don't know how He is great. In general we use this terminology, God is great, God is great. But we should understand how God is great. And one way to understand is to see how Lord is working in this material world through his different energies. And Prabhupada gives many examples in different conversation or lectures. We have heard this example, different examples. So Prabhupada gives example of coconut tree. How coconut tree without any pump or mechanical arrangement of taking water from the roots from the earth to top, that water is saved in the coconut and it doesn't have any holes in it, and that water is also sweet. So this machine, how it is wonderfully working and created by the Lord. And so in this material world we can see the material world itself, not just material world, not just this one universe, but whole material creation is working due to the different energies of the Lord, and spiritual world is also working under the direction of Supreme Lord through his energy. So in material world, external energy which we call as Mahamaya is working, and spiritual world the Yogamaya potency of the Lord is working, and Lord is working through those energies. In spiritual world he is working through Yogamaya Yogmaya and material world, he is working through Mahamaya. So in Bhagavad Gita, this fact is explained by Krishna to Arjuna. So we'll just try to see those verses where he is explaining about the material world, spiritual world. So in 7th chapter, Lord is explaining to Arjuna about the material creation, the whole material and spiritual creation. Lord is explaining. So Bhagavad Gita, actually it gives, Lord Krishna is giving Arjuna 3 different kinds of knowledge. First is knowledge about the spirit and matter, or the difference between spirit and matter. That is called as confidential knowledge, Guhya Gyan. And then 7th and 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord is explaining about devotional service in general. That is called as more confidential knowledge, Guhyatar Gyan. And 9th chapter onwards, or in 9th chapter, Lord Krishna, he gives a knowledge about the unalloyed pure devotional service. So that is the most confidential knowledge, Guhya Tamam. So first is knowledge about soul, that is confidential. In general, knowledge about devotional service is more confidential, and most confidential is knowledge about the unalloyed Shuddha Bhakti. So in chapter 7, Lord is explaining about this, how this material and material world is working. So in first verse, Lord is explaining, Maya sakta manah partha yogam yunjan madashraya asamchayam samagram mam yatha jnasasi tatshrunu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So in general, we understand that nobody can understand the greatness or the personality of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. But if we become devotee of Krishna in the disciplic succession, then we can know Krishna, or Krishna reveals himself to some extent. But still we cannot understand him fully. But this verse, Krishna is saying, you can know me samagram. This Sanskrit word is samagram, is completely. So how can we know the Krishna, personality of Krishna in full? Lord is explaining, if you practice this yoga, bhakti yoga, in full consciousness of me, this is mad ashraya. Mad ashraya is under the shelter of Lord. It is not that we independently practice it. Shelter of the Lord is, for us, it is through parampara. We take initiation in the parampara, and then under the guidance of spiritual master we practice this bhakti. So this mad ashraya is under the shelter, or in lecture I was just going through the lecture on this verse. So Prabhupada says, under the protection of Krishna. So his protection, Krishna gives us protection through his instructions, and those instructions usually are received by we receive through spiritual master. So that is protection. So when we practice bhakti yoga under the protection or shelter of Krishna, and with maya sakta manah partha, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt, and there will be no samshaya, asamshayam. We can know Lord fully. The next verse, Krishna is saying, Jnanam teham savidnyanam vakshami aseshataha yadnyatva neha bhuyo anyat jnatavyam avasishyate. So he says, now I am giving you this knowledge And in few verses he gives knowledge about this material creation, how different energies are working. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So he is saying, actually, this knowledge I am giving you, which is of this material and spiritual world. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Anyat jnatavyam avasishyate. Nothing needs to be known. If one knows about the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which is about this material world, spiritual world, there is no need of any other knowledge. So as per Bhagavad Gita, then in schools and colleges, what knowledge should be discussed and given? It should be about how this material world is created, maintained and annihilated under the direction of Supreme Lord. So all this knowledge is sufficient for us to take, and there is no need of other knowledge. And other knowledge, if we try to take, it will be cause of bondage. And if we just repeatedly try to take this knowledge in parampara through devotees and spiritual master, then it will liberate us. And in next verse he is saying, now all the human beings, they will not be interested in this spiritual knowledge, this knowledge about the Supreme God. But very few, they are interested. And even in those, very few, they know me tatvatah. He is saying, Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam katsin mam veti tatvatah. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. And now, next verse onwards, he is explaining how this knowledge which is comprised of different energies of the Lord, how they are functioning this material world under the direction of the Lord. Actually, many times people, they say, or some theories are there, some people, they say, oh, Lord created this material world, but then this material creation went out of the control of the Lord, and now Lord is no more in control. But that is not the case. Lord is always in control. We may not be able to see that control directly because it needs some qualification to see that control, and that control only devotees can see, how Lord is controlling everything, every moment to moment. And that vision is awarded those who are pure devotees of the Lord. In Brahma Samhita also, Brahmaji, he explains the same fact. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So here in fourth verse, he is explaining, Bhumir apo analo vayu kham mano buddhiri evacha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakrtir ashtata. So Lord is explaining all material world with these 8 elements. He is saying earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. All together these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So these 8 elements, we can see this whole material world is just combination of these 8 elements. Bhumi, apo, analo, vayu, kham, mano, buddhi, revacha. And from these 8 elements we understand 24 elements are derived actually, or we can understand these 8 elements through 24 elements. So from these 8 elements only 24 elements come. So these 5 gross elements, from them the sense objects come, which is form, taste, touch, shabda, sparsha, rupa, gandha. So 5 gross elements, 5 sense objects, that is 10. Then through false ego, 10 senses come, Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. So that becomes 15, 20. And then 3 mind, intelligence, ego, and all of these ultimately come from Mahat Tattva, that is 24. So these 24 elements, they are the responsible for, or we can see, we can explain this complete material creation through these 8 elements. So Lord is saying, and these are my separated material energies. Separated means actually they are empowered by Lord to work independently, but they are always under the control of Lord. And they, all of them, they have unique unique features. In purport also, Prabhupada is explaining the whole material, the whole manifestation is the Lord Himself by diffusion of His different energies only. And these separated energies, specifically Krishna is mentioning in this verse. And again the broad categories: internal energy, external energy, and marginal. So material world is external and marginal, is Mahamaya, and internal energy is Yogamaya, which is controlling the spiritual world. So here in the purport actually, Prabhupada is explaining every creative element has its own potencies. So every element has own potencies. We can see, just like if we take earth element. Now different seeds are planted in the earth. Prabhupada actually explains this in his conversations. So seed has some potency, that potency is also awarded by Lord. Now that seed is planted in the earth element. And that earth element gives different fruits to that seeds. When that seed is grown into a plant or a tree, it has different fruits. So all those fruits, they have unique different taste. Now this potency is again awarded by Lord, but which we but non-devotees, they don't see. They just see and study the elements, but they don't see the Lord behind those elements or those events. But a devotee, he sees. So this 4th verse, Lord is summarizing all material world. And then he is, and it is all matter. And next verse he is saying, beside this, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mine which comprises the living entities which are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Along with matter, there is a spirit soul. And many times scientists, they say, actually there is no such thing as spirit soul. Matter only evolves, and at certain point there is creation of life. So life is developed because of matter, but that is not fact. The spirit soul is always existing, which is also energy of the Lord, marginal energy. And when spirit soul comes to this material world, spirit soul exploits the resources of this material nature for own sense gratification, considering oneself to be the lord or controller or master. And that way, it is the spirit soul is moving in different 84 lakh species, suffering the problems of birth, death, old age, and disease. But if one submits or accepts or understands oneself as the servant and practices pure devotional service, he can liberate himself. So this, in fifth verse, he is saying that these living entities, they are exploiting this material nature. Sixth verse, he is saying, Etad yonini bhutani sarvani iti upadharya aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhava pralayas tatha. All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and dissolution. So, Lord is the cause of origin and Lord is the cause of dissolution. So usually Lord functions in this material world through Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. So whatever energies they have, they are getting from Supreme Lord. Now Brahmaji is asking here, but in Bhagavatam itself, in different cantos, Brahmaji prays to Supreme Lord now in third canto, when he starts creation, before that he prays to Lord that, oh Lord, please give me benediction that I should not be lost when I am doing this seva of creation, and please always protect me. So there also Brahmaji is praying, and he knows very well the position of the Lord, how he is cause for creation, maintenance and dissolution. And even in 10th canto also, after Brahma Vimohan Leela, there also where nice prayers are offered by Brahmaji to Supreme Lord. And even Brahma Samhita is very nicely explaining, Brahma is very nicely explaining how Lord is, this material nature is working under the direction of Lord, and how in spiritual world also Lord is manifesting different forms, spiritual forms, under the direction of Yogamaya. So that Yogamaya is again working under the direction, under the control of Lord. Apparently it may seem in the spiritual world or in spiritual pastimes, when Lord is performing even in this material world, that Lord is controlled, just like Mother Yashoda is binding Lord Krishna as a Damodar. We know him as a Damodar. So there also one may think that, oh, Lord is just an ordinary human being. But that is because of lack of spiritual knowledge, lack of knowledge about the supremacy of the Lord, or deluded by the modes of material nature, which Krishna explains in this series of verses only. Now, 7th verse, Lord is saying, Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Now usually our Jairam Prabhu, he prepares garlands for the deities. Now when he prepares, he makes sure that that thread is not visible. If thread is visible, that means the quality of garland is not proper. So similarly, this world is working in such a nice automatic way that Lord is not visible in the function. So that is the greatness of the Lord. That itself is one more opulence or Aishwarya of the Lord, which Lord explains in 9th chapter. He says, how I am within everything and how I am simultaneously not within everything, but I am in my spiritual abode. That itself is mystic opulence, Lord says in 9th chapter also. And in Ishopanishad also, there are some verses where Lord is explained as one who is most closest, but at the same time he is the farthest. He can be at one place, but simultaneously he can be at different places. So these contradictory things, they can be resolved in the personality of Godhead, which we know as this Achinte Bheda Bhed Tattva. It is simultaneously different, but at the same time, it is not different also. It is same. Same and different. Oneness and difference. So next few verses, Lord is giving some example. He is saying, Rasoham apsu kaunteya, prabhasmi shashi suryayo, pranava sarva vedeshu, shabda khe paurusham rashu. Then punyo gandha prithvyamcha, tejas chasmi vibhavaso, jivanam sarva bhuteshu, tapas chasmi tapasvishu. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam, vidhi partha sanatanam, buddhir buddhi matam asmi, tejas tejas vinam aham. Know that I am the original seed of all existence. So all the seeds which we see of different plants, trees, anything, all those seeds are who is the creator? Lord says, I am the creator. And even the opulences, even in 10th chapter, Lord explains different vibhutis, opulences. There also we see whatever great things are there happening in this material world. The Lord is the vital element or the cause behind those wonderful things. Then he says, Balam balbatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshaba. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasaschaye matta eva iti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mai. Tribhir gunmayer bhaver ebhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam na abhijanati mamebhya paramavyam. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. So here, when Lord is performing this function, this material world and spiritual world, when Lord is creating and maintaining, destroying them, so he is so non-devotees in general, people in general, they cannot see this Lord as the cause behind everything. Why? Because when they are deluded by three modes. And we understand when we come to the process of bhakti, actually we try to go beyond the modes, and pure devotional service is beyond the modes, which liberates us. But those who take shelter of my divine energy, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya, Mam Yevaye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. But those who surrender to me, they can easily cross beyond. Otherwise, people, they cannot understand. I will just recite these verses from 9th chapter and 10th chapter, few verses. Now Lord is explaining again in 9th chapter this most confidential knowledge, and it automatically, when Lord is explaining the knowledge about bhakti, everything, the one integral aspect of that knowledge is how this material creation is functioning under the control of Lord. So that functioning in terms of creation, maintenance, annihilation. Even in spiritual world, we understand different planets, spiritual planets, their particular deity of Lord is there. So that form of Lord is manifested by the potency of Yogamaya under his supreme will. So different forms also, spiritual forms, they are manifested, and the origin is Krishna, and that is happening through Yoga Maya. And even in Bhagavatam, many places when devotees, they see Lord face to face and they are offering prayers, the one common aspect of the prayer is they understand Lord as CMD, creator, maintainer and destroyer. So all the devotees, all the prayers, this thing is very much common. And one more aspect where one more thing he is mentioning, Brahmaji, he is saying Amogha Sankalpa. Lord is mentioned here as Amogha Sankalpa, one whose determination is infallible. And this same verse, same word is explained with this. Lord is also called as Satya Sankalpa. In 11th canto, there is a very nice word. I will just. So Prabhupada very nicely explains what is this Satya Sankalpa. Yavam vyavastho rajan Satya Sankalpa Ishvaraha Shapa Vyajena Vipranam Sanjahare Swakulam Vibho. So when this Yadu dynasty, they got curse from Brahmanas that you will be annihilated. So actually Lord decided to destroy the Yadu dynasty. So there in the purport, Prabhupada explains that Satya Sankalpa means when we decide to do something in this material world, we have to act, we have to endeavor for that. But when Lord decides to do something, then that is already done. So this is the difference, Prabhupada explains actually. When Lord desires or thinks of doing something, then that is done actually. That is absolute nature of Lord because of absolute nature. But for living entities or even any other demigod, they have to act in certain way. But for Lord, that is not the case. So we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ekadashi Mahamahotsav ki jai. Hare Krishna.